What's going on YouTube? It's the Lone Spartan here, and I want to talk to you guys today about the differences between Spartan 2s and Spartan 3s, and personally what your favorite generation of Spartans are. We're not going to talk about 4s in this video. We eventually will, because people's favorite for the most part are Spartan 2s, but I still think Spartan 3s deserve a lot of credit as well. Of course, Halo Reach is what has made Spartan 3s famous, and a lot of people love Noble Team. I still love Noble Team as much as any other Spartan team, and in fact, Noble Team still may be my favorite because there were so many different personalities on that team. Everybody had different backgrounds, different moral principles and things of that nature. Like, for example, Spartan Emil, who regarded human beings, civilians essentially, in a very negative way. He viewed them as weak, incompetent, and he was very aggressive when dealing with them in the field. So compared him to George, who had compassion and sympathy for the humans, of course, there was differences in regards to that. And then you look at other people who seem to be completely kind of detached from what they were doing. I think June the Sniper showcased that a lot. You know, as a sniper, of course, he has to pay attention to detail and kind of depend on himself, because he's going to be out there doing a lot of things without the rest of his team behind him as a sniper naturally. But you can see how he was more, it seemed like he was more detached from you know, the missions and just the life as a Spartan compared to everybody else. Carter, very professional, very to the order, to the doctrine, so to speak. Cat, of course, the brains and intelligence. Noble Six, the lone wolf, not really much to say, but pretty much following orders because he had to, and made sure that he did things as a team with the rest of Noble Team. You know, those Spartans had different personality traits, and I wouldn't necessarily know if you would consider them as close of a family as Blue Team. Of course, they all trained from the age of 6 on up. Noble Team were conscripted, of course, most of them orphans from planets that the Covenant have ravaged, of course. So there's differences in that regards. In regards to also augmentations, we know that the augmentation process was a lot safer and a lot more efficient with the Spartan 3s compared to the Spartan 2s, who had a really huge fatality dropout rate of, you know, Spartans that were either killed during the augmentation process or eventually crippled because of the misprocedures during the surgeries and those processes. And then you also want to consider the fact that Spartan 3s were sent on suicide missions. They were given less durable armor. They were much more expendable, sometimes sent on complete 100% suicide missions in order to buy more time for the UNSC to last in the war. You got to look at that as well. So the mindset of, I think, Spartan 3s compared to Spartan 2s, which you consider them different because those Spartans, and I'm referring to the 3s, were orphans. Most of them wanted revenge. Most of them really despised the Covenant, as opposed to Spartan 2s. Not saying that they didn't despise the Covenant, but I think they were trained at an early age to protect humanity more so, and kind of just fight this threat off, as opposed to Spartan 3s, who had legitimately lost family members and friends to the Covenant, and essentially that was used as propaganda and as a motivation for them to become Spartans and to be sent on these missions where they really wouldn't have a say in it, but they were so, I guess, driven to avenge their families and friends while as well protecting the UNSC and humanity. I also think there's a little difference in between that and the Spartan 2s as well. So in the comment section below, you guys let me know your honest opinions if there are any major differences that you see between Spartan 2s and Spartan 3s. What do you like about each one individually? What do you like about them collectively? Of course, I think we can all agree that Spartan 2s and Spartan 3s are much more similar compared to anything of a Spartan 4s, which are on an entirely different branch and have their own branch now within the UNSC. Spartan 2s and Spartan 3s very similar, but they still have their differences in how they were conscripted, the different augmentation process, the type of missions they were sent on. There's still a lot that goes in between then, and I still, of course, love both. So let me know your thoughts and opinions on this, and I guess we'll take it from there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already. Suggest any other video topics, Halo related content you want in the comment section below. If you're from Twitter or Instagram, go ahead and say hello. Welcome here to whatever the hell I guess I'm gonna call this. I haven't thought of a name yet, but whatever I do, I'll let you guys know. Appreciate your love and support on the videos on the channel so far. Let me know your thoughts on this topic, and we shall take it from there. Lone Spartan, sign out till next time. Hope you all have a great and fantastic day. See ya.